about which measurement method will provide the best accounting information on historical cost or fair value. As we all know that accounting information may be used by both internal and external users. Today, due to the limitation of time, I will only focus on the external users such as investor. The outline of my presentation will be as follows. Firstly, I will discuss the quality of accounting information produced by historical cost. Secondly, I will elaborate the quality of accounting information produced by fair value. And finally, I will deliver my answer which method will provide better accounting information. Now let's move to the first part. With the historical cost, we all have been aware that historical cost has reliable information to make decisions. Easy to produce and harder to manipulate because there is always evidence evidence such as invoice or receipt. On the other hand, it also has some drawbacks such as irrelevant and distorted information. Let me give you an example how accounting information produced by historical cost can be distorted and inaccurate. Please look at the table as below. The company A purchased a machine, $100, depreciation in 10 years, so it means depreciation is spent per year, $10. So in the next year, due to the effect of inflation, the market price of this machine would be $120. So which leads to an increase in depreciation expense by $2 per year. The problem here is the company didn't adjust the market price of this machine, so hence consequently they understate the depreciation expense by $2 per year. As a result, the profit would be overstated because when the revenue remain the same. So besides that, this method misses up a calculation in profit when there are some costs are recorded at current price such as inventory, and there are some expense are recorded at historical cost like depreciation expense, which I mentioned below. To sum up, historical costs can understate the assets if there is an increase in price and overstate the overstate the profit of the company in the long term. Consequently, it might affect the financial ratio of the company, such as debt ratio or ROA ratio. For the debt ratio, liability over the assets, because they understate the assets, so it will look bigger and make investor might have perception that the company have more debt and look unstable to meet their short-term and long-term obligation. With the return on assets, it will look bigger as well because they overstate the profit. Maybe it can mislead the investor that the company is operating efficiently. That's for the historical cost. Now I will elaborate the accounting information produced by fair value. With the fair value, we all know that investor will receive relevant and timely accounting information to make decisions. With the fair value, the company can write up or write down the value of assets to reflect the market price. But is the market to market provide the best accounting information with maybe level 1? Let me give you an example. In 2014, Qantas Airways reported that they strategically make a loss of $2.8 billion. The majority of this amount was because of writing down the value of the assets. So consequently, by doing that, they would cut the depreciation expense by $200 million per year. The purpose of this action is to increase their profit for the next financial year. There is one comment from financial expert that this action is not necessary because of the fluctuation of Australian exchange rate. So this is an example of fair value when the value of assets is written down. Now I will give you another example when it is written up. Global financial crisis. You know, during the global financial crisis, the value of assets in the U.S. had been written up until it burst the bubble. So consequently leading to the financial crisis. Hence, even with level 1 of fair value, it is used to strategy to serve the purpose of management team rather than provide reliable accounting information to investor, let alone with level 2 and 3. So, and fair value can create more confusion and mislead for the investor due to two reasons. Firstly, maybe there is a mix of fair value and historical cost assets in the same company. Secondly, when the market becomes stable after fluctuating, the value of assets can come back to its real value before it is written up or written down. So, in conclusion, I think that there is no optimal method which provide the best accounting information. Admittedly, historical cost has its own drawback, but I still choose this method in practice because of some reasons. Firstly, with the historical cost, at least we have the evidence to validate the information before making decisions. Whereas for the fair value, especially for level 3, when the market is unavailable, the value of assets seem to be subjective and biased. Secondly, the historical cost provide the cost of investment for the investor, while fair value give a measure of what management team expect to get in return for certain investment. And sometimes expectation of management team may be different for the investors. And finally, fair value might goes against the fundamental purpose of accounting, because it might inject more uncertainty into financial reporting and make life harder for investor. It might even create more opportunity for company to manipulate their books. So, and consequently, the timely and relevant factor might not be useful anymore when it is unreliable. So that's all for my presentation, and this is my reference. Thank you for listening.